I'm asking Akinyi, do you really think people have an issue about talking sexual health? Like, kuna kuwaga ka stigma about talking about sex?
Yes.
There is.
There is.
Why?
I don't know, but there are reasons. There are reasons. And especially for women, I don't know why women shy away from talking about their sex life, what works for them and what doesn't. The preventive measures, if there should be any. There are so many diseases out here, sexually transmitted infections zenye mtu anaweza kupata.
Yes.
So I think this is a topic that every woman should embrace.
Very openly.
Yes.
And very readily.
Yes.
Ikiongelelewa hivi anakaa mstari wa mbele, haya tunaongea sasa.
Exactly.
Because you talk about sex like this and everyone's mouth is shut. Everyone suddenly akona vitu anafaa kuangalia on the side.
Sadly. I think women should embrace this more because at the end of the day, we are the ones who get pregnant.
Yes.
And when you get pregnant, you can transmit these diseases to your babies. So I think that alone is reason enough for you to be open-minded, talking about your sexual life, whatever, and everything about it.
Very much. I think people should just reach a point when I say, Mom, I do this. You know, everyone does it. Okay. I think everyone does it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sadly, people are assuming that what you do is what I do, which is most of the time not the case. Yeah.
It's not.
It's not.
Like in the bedroom or like in just anything around it. That's interesting. Umenipatia something to think about. I'll be thinking about this. I'll be thinking about this. Okay. Welcome to this episode. We are going to talk matters sexual health, very particularly, sexually transmitted diseases with focus with HIV, human
immunodeficiency virus.
Correct. We have Faith Akinyi here is a clinician who specializes in people living with HIV. I'm correct?
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to get into it, like properly get into it. Leave all your inhibitions aside, have your open mind, and let's talk. Let's get into it.
Sure.
What are the misconceptions about HIV that we still have to date?
Mm-hmm. There are so many misconceptions surrounding HIV. And one of them that we deal with almost on a daily basis is that you can tell someone has HIV just by looking at them.
Very common.
You know, people living with HIV don't walk around with their signs all over their bodies. So we really cannot tell who is positive and who isn't amongst us in our society at this moment. In this era where ARV is readily available, honestly, you cannot tell who is HIV positive and who isn't. So, historia mtu kusema ati, nikimwangalia sijui mara, I don't know, anasema ati, huyu anaweza kwa positive juu amekonda, or maybe akona karash. You know, una-assume mtu ati, this one could be HIV positive or negative. Or unaweza sema ati mtu, because you see them looking healthy and all, so una-assume they are HIV negative. We can't do that in this era. In this age and time, no. We can't not assume by just looking at someone at sasa you can tell their HIV positive, their HIV status rather.
Good. I needed you to get it out of the air. Because this story naeza muangalia, mimi I can tell. Do you know how many times nimesikia your statement?
I know.
And every single time it blows my mind. Because what are you telling me? And then you ask this person and they insist, I can tell. From what? They don't have an actual answer, but they just tell you, I can tell.
That's so sad. Because in most cases, pia mtu akijipata ako HIV positive, when they come for the testing and maybe the results turn out positive, the story they'll give you is, I thought he or she was not positive. So we never bothered going to get tested. They looked healthy. I never saw them taking any medications. So, yeah. Tukaendelea.
And they're very, like, anakwambia, I thought they alikuwa negative.
Yes.
That's sad.
That's the story most of the time.
That's literally so sad.
Yes, that's what happens most of the time. Mmekutana leo, before you know it, both of you maybe didn't initiate this testing and all. So you go raw. Maybe the first few days mnatumia condom mkijaribu kujidanganya kidogo, then as time goes unajifanya umemtrust. You know, as time goes unaona I think this is it now. Let me now go raw, because nimekuwa naye not once, not twice, not thrice. I think we can now trust each other and ready for raw and all, you know.
I know. And then, you know, this thing, is it mostly men who do it? Ama pia women fall into this itabia ya I trust that we can now start doing it raw even though we have not tested. From your experience, is it more men or women who do this thing?
I'd say women.
What?
I'd say I'd say women. I'd say women. You know, most of the time when a woman meets a man and there's this point in you kama now you are not even you're going to like take a step back and not think. Let that man do the thinking literally in that relationship, you know. And when you do that, you won't even have the
mental.
You won't even have the mental capacity to initiate some of these conversations, testing, maybe knowing your HIV status. And if at all, if one of you is positive, if they're taking their medications correctly, you know, it won't cross your mind.
That's literally sad. There was somewhere I saw or I heard that women are more predisposed to getting the virus than men. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, women are more predisposed. First, our biological structures are different from that of men.
Yes.
We receive.
Yes.
You know, based on our biology, we receive. So one sexual encounter can lead to a woman catching HIV compared to a man. Okay. And another thing, there's the power dynamics in relationships. Most of the time, utapata in most relationships, if not all, the man don't kwangana the upper hand in relationships most of the time.
Most of the time.
And this comes from maybe utapata this man is especially this relationship with ridiculous age gaps. You lose your power to initiate some of these conversations naturally. You won't even be able to bring about some of these discussions with your man.
Totally.
You know, because utakuwa na feel kama we ni mdogo kila siku and you can't. He's your dad. Really? No, utakuwa na feel kama we ni mdogo and this man should lead. But this virtue of leadership alone, that women tend to take a step back once a man comes in their lives and let this man lead.
And do everything basically.
Yes. It's so sad that they leave almost everything, including sexual discussions and things that are affecting them directly, for this man to lead. You understand?
Yeah.
So that puts you in a vulnerable position to acquire some of these diseases. You know, even maybe when a lady is in a relationship with someone who is maybe powerful in the society. You know, women love men who are how should I put it? Yeah, men who are influential in our society, richer, you know, So that alone puts you in a lesser or more in like a disempowered position naturally. So initiating some of this conversation could be a challenge in most of the times.
True.
Yeah.
You know, there's hii part tumongelelea yenye hiyo tumesema you're always thinking no. What do you think is the reason watu wanashindanga wakishukisha hiyo risk? Like, I know I could get sick. I know I could get sick. But then when it gets to that time, a lot of people seem to like lose that train of thought. And all the time I keep asking myself, why? Why do people lose that train of thought?
Okay.
Literally.
So, should we still put it like in a relationship perspective?
Relationship, general, single people, married people. Yes.
Okay, so people tend to lose that thought most of the time. I'll still talk about women.
I should.
Because we are the most disadvantaged.
Yes.
When HIV is discussed, we are the most disadvantaged here.
Yes.
You know, when you get in a relationship with someone, I don't know how the society naturally expects you as a woman to take a step back kidogo and let your man do almost all the things. So it's just natural that you are not going to initiate some of these conversations with your man.
Yes.
You'll be expecting them to take the lead in almost everything. Including your own life, things that are going to affect you. And most of the time, in most relationships, kwanza utapata mashali ndo ukwanga more empowered pia financially.
Most. True.
You know. So maybe you might have the knowledge. Okay, you might even have the right knowledge on HIV and all, but implementing some of these things in your life could be a challenge. You know, implementing them becomes a challenge. One, if this man says, no, we are not going to do it. The society already designed us like that, designed this whole thing like that. If this man says no, then nyumba yote inafaa ikuwe ina comply. It's no. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you don't even have the right information as a woman. If you don't have the right information, now that puts you in a more vulnerable position.
Totally.
Exactly.
Totally. Is there like a true cure to people being in a position where they can talk about this?
I think so. Communication. Communication, my dear. Communication and self-awareness. As a woman, you should be more self-aware. You should be aware of what works for you and what doesn't. In that way, you will even be able to identify if a relationship is going to work for you or not. Because if you're going to be with someone you cannot sit down and have some of these conversations with, that automatically disempowers you and puts you at a very high risk of contacting HIV and AIDS alongside other infections. So communication is key. And self-awareness too for women. And another thing, maybe financial empowerment. Because most women find themselves in these situations juu ya kukosa pesa.
True. No. It's sad, but it's
for real.
True.
Juu ya kukosa pesa.
Yeah.
And ukikosa pesa, honestly, you don't have power.
Kabisa.
Generally.
The one with the money is the one.
If you don't have the money, you don't have the power. Yes. Even if you have the knowledge with you, once you don't have the right resources to implement these things, you don't have it. That information won't be as useful as it should to you.
This makes me sad, you know. I'm being for real. This makes me sad. Like, I am in the position of the no, but because I do not have the financial... But then, you know, some things are just the trap of the mind. Because am I going to die if I leave this person? Am I, like, is my life going to be over if I leave this person who is providing this or that? Like, it always beats me because why does someone feel like huyu ndio kila kitu? I don't get it. I literally don't get it. You could always get your own money. How difficult is it?
That fear keeps a lot of women in bad relationships. That fear of what if I leave? What's going to happen? The lifestyle yenye mtu amesha kuweka nayo, unajua, where am I going to get this?
The lifestyle,
yes,
correct.
Yes,
the lifestyle. So you're ready to risk anything for the lifestyle?
Not necessarily ready. Not necessarily ready, but I would call it I don't know, kama ni stigma-induced silence or something like that. Because you are the one judging yourself. You know, most of us don't even care so much about what happens to you next. In as much as we might talk, we are not going to talk for long enough to damage you compared to you staying in that relationship.
True.
True. You can always walk out.
Yes.
But hii silence yenye mtu ako nayo tu kwa relationship na umeka, you know very well that this thing is not what you want. It's not going to work for you at the end of the day. You're putting a lot at risk. But no, hapo tu ndo umekaa tu utaki kutoka because of your lifestyle yenye amekupea. Plus, another thing that also baffles me most of the time is why are you comfortable being in a relationship with someone you cannot initiate certain conversations with?
Yeah.
Why?
Yes.
I don't know. I've never gotten an answer to that, honestly. I don't get it. Like, why would someone be with a person they cannot initiate a conversations with? The other day, I met a patient. She was newly diagnosed, and she didn't bring her partner to be tested. So I was like, are you married? She was like, no, I'm not married. I live with my boyfriend though. Okay. So namuliza, are you comfortable bringing him in for testing as well? Kasema, I can't have that discussion with him. Okay. And this is someone unaenda kukaa naye kwa nyumba, wewe ukiwa on medication, na yeye hajui. Na wewe pia haujui hali yake bado.
Simply because
you can't initiate these conversations with them. So nikamuliza, why can't you initiate this conversation with this man? Akaniambia, the guy is quite aggressive. So you see such things. There's always a barrier. There's always an underlying issue. So this aggressiveness still brings us back to the power dynamics in relationships. I think pia mtu mwenye atakuwa in these relationships zenye ziko na these big age gaps, pia wanaweza kuwa wana experience the same fear. You know?
Yeah.
And also mwenye ako kwa relationships na maybe the guy is rich and the girl is humble. The guy is rich and the girl is humble. This fear will always be there.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Fear of the unknown. Nikitoka hapa naenda wapi? Now, for my patient's case, ilikuwa ni this guy is quite aggressive. Nikimwambia, I don't know how he's going to react. Maybe he's going to throw me out. He's the one paying the bills. You know, he's paying the bills and all. So she'd rather stay, take her medication secretly, and move on.
Literally, kukosa pesa kwa mwanamke is a very big disadvantage.
It's a sin.
It's a sin. It's a sin.
It's a sin.
It is a sin.
It is.
Because, if I can...
I think it should have been included in the 10 Commandments, because what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you?
Why aren't you working in this day and age, in time?
Yes,
why aren't you working?
So
why don't you want to get your own money? Because money, leave alone at is towards aggressiveness and all. If you don't have the financial muscle to even facilitate your own lifestyle,
yes,
you're just as good as a
child.
A child is better. Ako entitled to their parents. A child is better. At least they're entitled to their parents.
Inakuweka kwa weird situation ndani ya relationship, family, friendship,
your health.
people should really work on getting their own money.
They
This
should.
whole dependence on someone else to provide for you, and you're a capable person. You're very capable.
Yeah.
I think it's something that we should truly demystify.
Should.
We should truly demystify it. It makes me so sad every time I hear of a situation where a woman is stuck in a weird situation, and then you look at it, the reason is just one.
Finances.
Utterly sad. I can't even think about that right now. Nitakuwa emotional.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, so we've talked about his histories and dynamics. We've talked about finances. We've talked about emotions in the relationship. Say today, I am in a situation, either situationship, whatever, where I cannot talk about it with my partner. Now, truly, I am stuck in this situation. As a healthcare provider, what can you advise me? Tuseme, kwanza, especially in relationships zenye unajua kuna infidelity going around. But I cannot leave it. What would you advise me?
So if you're in a good.
Yeah.
You're in an unhealthy relationship.
Yeah.
You're aware.
Yes.
This thing is not healthy for me.
Yes.
The right thing for you to do as a human being, as a sane human being, is to walk out. And this is hard for you because of reasons best known to you. The best thing you can do is there are preventive measures to HIV and AIDS. So, kuna dawa, the pre-exposure prophylaxis or the PrEP. Unaweza enda kwa hospitali, get tested. These medications are for people who are HIV negative. So, ukikuwa tested, ukiturn negative, you can be put on these preventive measures. Yeah.
If I start taking it, is it going to be a lifetime thing?
For as long as you're in that relationship.
I'm going to keep taking it.
Yes, you'll have to. For as long as you're still exposed to getting HIV, you should be taking PrEP.
This conversation is deep. I met someone who actually does do that.
Okay.
And she was so sad about it. She was really sad. I asked, why are you this sad about it, but you're still doing it? She said, he's the father of my child.
Okay. Is she on PrEP?
Yes.
Okay,
It's
that's
sad
okay.
that she's taking PrEP.
Oh.
Like, she's very depressed that she's taking PrEP. But she's not leaving because he's the father of her child. That is the only reason. Actually, that was her only reason.
Okay, that's sad. That's sad. Because if she's staying in... I'm sorry.
Other reason.
If she's staying in this relationship just because this man is the father of her child, PrEP is only going to help her prevent HIV. It's not going to prevent her from catching other STDs.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
And let's say she gets pregnant again in this relationship and maybe catches another STD, syphilis, there's still gonorrhea. There's still a chance of her transmitting this disease to her unborn child.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a very sad situation to be in.
Yes.
I think she should seek therapy.
A lot of people should seek therapy.
I agree. I agree.
It is true,
I agree.
though.
She should seek therapy.
She should seek therapy. And this whole thing about we've not talked about it, emotional dependence. That's something where you find, I just cannot be without that man. Actually, now this one, she has no proper reason. I just cannot be without that man. Ukimuliza, acha yeye anakanika haelewi kwa nini. Okay, Probably she has her reasons.
Definitely. Definitely.
But then it's just that if at a small separation is turning someone nuts, like someone anakuwa totally nuts, and you really cannot see, why am I being nuts about this situation? People need therapy.
I agree.
I can get very much into that people can need therapy. Okay. How do if I want to talk about this, I'm getting into a relationship with someone, at what point do we start talking about sexual health and all that, ideally? And how do I go about it? Let's say, actually, this is what I'm thinking. How do I go about it? I want to talk to him about it. How do I go about it?
Okay, first, I think sex conversations in relationships should almost begin immediately. Almost immediately. Because there's one thing both the good guys and the bad guys want in common from a woman. That's sex. At the end of the day, you're still going to have to give it to them, you know?
Yeah.
So that conversation is something you both should have at the beginning of the relationship, before you get into it too deep until you stop thinking for yourself. You know, you should have it immediately. The testing bit. If maybe one of you is HIV positive, there's a way you both can still live. Maybe still be in a relationship together if one of you is on PrEP and the other one is taking their medications as prescribed, you know. And if both of you are negative, there's still safer ways of both of you engaging in sex, you know. Condoms are there in the hospitals, okay? Or you can also choose to stay faithful to each other. Yeah.
You can faithfulness is a whole other conversation.
Okay.
It's a whole other conversation because, you know, sometimes you can take the measures. You've begun well. You've introduced yourself to this person. You've done the testing. And then now you feel like you're free with each other. Along the way, there is this practice. I don't know if you advocate for it. There's this practice of testing each other along the way. Does it make any difference?
It does.
How?
Actually, for the general population, at the point they are advised to test for HIV after every 1 year.
Oh, okay.
Okay? You should be able to test your HIV status after every 1 year. But for the discordant couples, they should be testing after every 3 months. If one of them is on PrEP and the other one is taking their medications well, 3 months testing is advisable, even if you're on PrEP. So testing is key. You still have to do it, even if you're in a relationship, trusting each other, lying to each other, and whatever you're doing to each other, you should get tested.
We should test even if you're in the relationship.
You should.
It's a tricky situation.
You should, because you never know.
You never know what someone is doing.
Exactly. Behind your back, you never know.
True, you literally never know.
And I'm not going to assume that you two are faithful.
Yes. Okay. In terms of sexual health, and aside from HIV, what else do we talk about when we want to talk about sexual health in our relationship?
Aside from HIV, we should be talking about other STIs. There's syphilis, there's gonorrhea. We should be able to talk about these things. There's also pregnancy. You know, when you two are getting in a relationship, you both are still young. Maybe you don't want babies now. You should be able to use protection. You understand? To prevent yourself from catching pregnancies and these STDs. Okay? You should be able to have these discussions. And with STIs, there is also another disease. It's like a silent STIs. A silent STI in it, HPV, the human papilloma virus, which is a major causative agent of cervical cancer in women.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It is a major causative agent for cervical cancer in women. Okay.
Yeah.
So these are discussions that you should be able to have. You should get tested for these things and be advised on safer sex practices in your relationship.
In the matters of testing, kuna test yote yenye is there like a bracket? Let's say me and my partner, we are just beginning. Now I go to the hospital. Do I say like I want this, a list of this? Is there like tests, a list of diseases I want to confirm, and which diseases are those?
Yes, there is. Almost all STIs. You'd want to confirm, honestly. You'd want to confirm, including the human papilloma virus and HIV, the major. You should be able to confirm all those STDs.
Plus, inaitwaje? That one, hepatitis.
Yes, hepatitis B, hepatitis C.
Yes. Syphilis, gonorrhea. Chlamydia.
Yeah, you should be able to to test for all that. That is if you're in a position to.
What are I'm just curious about the prices of these tests. Do you have an idea about that?
HIV is free. And for syphilis, some facilities does it for free as well.
Syphilis?
Yes. Okay. Some facilities does it for free. Hepatitis is quite costly. It's quite costly. But these tests are done, there's a specific group of people that are done for these tests for free.
Okay.
The key population.
Oh, which is?
Key populations, which is these are people who are at a higher risk of contacting HIV and AIDS. And they include the female sex workers, the people who inject drugs, transgender, and men who have sex with men, or MSM. There are facilities designated for seeing these people specifically, and these tests are available for that group of people, where they are done for these tests, giving their results. If anything turns positive, then they are put on treatment. Yeah.
Okay. That is neat. I wanted us to have that awareness that there is much more that we can test for before getting into a relationship other than just HIV. Especially the way with the women, if you catch an STI, there's PID and the whatever happens, the sequelae of PID that only affects women. Iso complications that come with that, that someone should be aware. It's not just HIV that I should look out for. There is something else that is much
more serious than even the HIV itself.
HIV itself.
Yes.
You're here being afraid of HIV and taking PEP, but look out. One day it will bite you in the...
Sure.
Yes. Because, people are not very aware that there is what STIs can lead to serious complications.
True.
Very serious complications, like lifetime complications.
True.
Anywho, let's say we've tested, I've gone to test. Something else that people fear with testing is the results.
True.
Wanasema, you keep testing, you'll find whatever it is that you're looking for. But it's just a fear. I think it's a fear that is rooted around stigma. Am I right?
It is.
I'm right. So, say I am tested and I get that test is positive. What then? I know, I am very aware that people have been positive before me.
True. That's true.
And lived with it.
True.
But you as a healthcare worker who deals with that, what can you say to me who's just tested positive?
Okay. Tested positive for HIV or...
Yes, for HIV.
Okay. So there's a misconception about HIV that people say HIV is a debilitating illness. But it's not. Especially in this era where we have the ARVs readily available in almost all the public facilities. When you're put on ARVs, and you adhere to your treatment very well, I promise you will live a productive life just like any other normal person out here.
So it changes nothing about how I'm going to live my life? What I'm going to eat?
No, it doesn't.
What I will drink?
It doesn't.
I'm totally just a regular person, just on pills.
Exactly. Yes, you are. And for women, people say at once you've tested positive for HIV, then you cannot have children. Or even if you do, you are not like supposed to breastfeed your child and all. That's a myth.
Okay, tell us about that. So I can breastfeed when...
Yes, you can. You can.
How?
As a woman, if you test HIV positive today, you still have a chance of getting pregnant tomorrow and breastfeed your babies very well, just like a HIV negative mother out there. There are prophylaxis for children born from HIV positive mothers, which works very effectively. Yeah.
So the rights are vertical transmission from mother to child. Zimeenda chini.
Very low.
So there is very stable data that I can still get pregnant and my kid is going to be all right even if I am positive.
100%.
And they will live being all right.
Yes.
So just eradicate this fear around the positive results.
Exactly.
Because it's the results. Actually, it's the results that people are afraid of.
You shouldn't be afraid of the results. Just sasa niwe umeenda pale kutest, what exactly are you expecting? It's either a positive or a negative at the end of the day. You know?
Yes.
It's either a positive or a negative at the end of the day. But I understand there's that shock yenye mtu atapata, especially if it turns positive. You are allowed to have your moment. Okay? You are allowed to have your moment, but you can't stay in that position forever. Pick yourself up, take your drugs, and move on with your life. If you still have a dream you wanted to achieve out here, you can still do it. Living with HIV and taking your medications, you can still live like a normal person out here.
So essentially, me losing... Okay, I am allowed to have a moment to feel sad. I'm allowed to cry about it.
It's normal. It's normal because this is not just for HIV only. Kuna vitu nyingi sana zenye mtu anaweza bump into zenye haukuwa una expect, honestly.
True. Very true.
It's normal for you to have that moment, that emotional breakdown and all, have it. But you're not allowed to stay in that position forever. Yeah, life has to go on.
Life has to go on. So if you tell them in a soft manner, getting back on your feet after a positive result, like in a soft manner, what would you tell them? Right now, this person is with their positive results. This woman is sat somewhere with a positive result and feeling like life is crashing down on them literally.
Okay.
They can't breathe.
Come on. You know, what I'd say is most people don't transmit HIV intentionally. Okay?
Yeah.
And you also didn't enter into that relationship with an intention of catching these diseases.
True.
So you shouldn't be so hard on yourself once such events come your way. You understand?
Yeah.
Pick yourself up, take your medications, and move on. I promise you're going to live a life, a productive one, just like any other person out here. And you still have a chance achieving your dreams, pursuing your goals. You still have it all. You can still have your babies if you still want some, you know, or if you want any at all. You still have that opportunity with you.
Do you encourage disclosure?
Do I encourage disclosure?
To a partner?
To a partner, yes. It's important.
But it's difficult.
It is difficult, but it's a very important conversation. And these are the things zenye mnafaa mkuwe mnaongelea at the beginning of that relationship. Before we're too invested emotionally, you should have these conversations. You should be open-minded enough to ask these questions. And also be open-minded enough to give information if the other person asks you. You know. The stigma around HIV saizi inafaa ikuwe inaenda chini, honestly.
It should.
because there's so many people in social media talking about their HIV status every other day. So I think this thing, stigma ya kukosa kuambia mtu mwenye unataka kukua na yeye. You want to date this person.
Yes.
For whatever reason, hata kama ni just for fun. But this is someone's life on the line. This is someone's health on the line. Why not have these discussions? It's important for you and for them as well.
I'm afraid that if I tell them, they'll leave.
I think it will be more comforting to you mwenye uko positive kama kuna mtu mwenye amekukubali vile uko than living a lie.
True.
You know? Because I can only imagine being with someone who knows your health status and they are okay being with you that way.
Yeah.
What more could you ask for?
It's even a confidence booster.
Exactly.
What more could you ask for? Always be ready to take the bullet.
Sure.
If it goes south, then it has gone south.
If it goes south, we move on. If it goes south, we move on. But unajua pia watu wengi wanasema ati, I once had this discussion with one of my patients, namuuliza, are you comfortable disclosing your status to the people you're with? And I'm like, how many people am I going to tell my status? How many people am I going to have this discussion with? Because leo niko na huyu, there's a chance tunaenda kuachana and all. So, in a person in such a position, the only thing they should do is use protection with your partner. You know, to mean to protection constantly. Don't let that slip off your mind. For reasons best known to you, because you don't want to have these discussions with this person yet.
Yes.
You know, tutumie to protection. And then maybe ukiona relationship inaendelea kwa vizuri, both of you are getting serious with each other, you can always bring it on the table. And I imagine kama all along maybe your partner amekuwa insist on protection and na pia uka comply, and then maybe one time akuje akwambie, you know, I've been positive all along. And vile naona relationship inaenda, I am now comfortable enough to disclose my HIV status to you. If I'm the person in that position, I think I'd be so grateful.
You would.
I would.
You would.
I would, because this is someone who cares. At least I've insisted all along to me protection, and it happened. Saizi, they're comfortable enough to open up, tell me their status and all. Kama itaisha, ni sawa. If niki decide pia niendelee kuwa na wao, pia it will be still okay.
This brings a whole other conversation, but it shouldn't be a conversation per se. These situations where I have insisted that we use protection, but the other person has refused that we use protection. Totally refused that we use protection.
Now that's where I use the power dynamic comes in. Why, as a woman, would you be with someone mwenyewe ukinitiate such preventive measures, anakata, and then now you lose your power, you go ahead and have unprotected sex with them, not once, not twice, you keep going. Ni kama mna-normalize already, knowing deep down that you're not comfortable with this thing. Maybe tukwe tu na watu wenye tunaweza have these discussions with.
It boils down to that.
Exactly. Because iki happen ati unadate mtu mwenye uwezi kumwambia mtumie protection, and then
akatae. Mtu anakataa, mtu uwezi ambia.
Exactly.
Really sad. It's been a lot to unpack today. It's been a lot to unpack. Comments, have them under our video, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on TikTok. Very welcome to give your comments about matters sexual health, about matters STIs, about matters relationship dynamics and how it relates to this. We'll see you some other time. Bye.